Hello and good morning, YouTube. You're tuned into the Katie Talk 101 show. Okay, I'm coming with some breaking news that came out of Las Vegas, right here in Las Vegas. And it's actually about a high school coach who was arrested for inappropriate dealings. And he had it on video with a student at the high school. So, this is a football coach at Vegas Valley High. And actually, it's a school that my son previously attended. Okay, so I'm going to get right off into it here. And this is the news article. Let me make sure you guys can hear everything. And I'm going to push play. So let's take a listen to this. I'm going to let you listen to the immediate breakdown of the situation. I have an article that I wanted to read a little bit out of too. So when you all come in, just make sure you hit that like button and let's get into it.
Disturbing details in a child sex crimes case against Valley High School's head football coach. Thanks for joining us at 4. I'm Vanessa Murphy.
And I'm Brian Loftus. 8 News Now, the only camera in the courtroom as Antoine Washington appeared virtually.
Mr. Washington was trusted with the safety of children in our school.
Clark County Prosecutor William Rolls says Antoine Washington broke that trust as the head football coach and security monitor at Valley High School. He confessed to Metro Police he had a sexual relationship with a student at times on school property, according to detectives. They report finding at least 4 disturbing videos of Washington with the teen, including these.
The child, who's under 16, is being urinated on. She appears to be in a passed out state, gagged and bound, with Mr. Washington penetrating her from behind.
The teen initially not wanting to identify Washington because he has a wife and kids, according to this arrest report obtained by the 8 News Now investigators. Washington telling police he has a polygamist relationship with 3 girlfriends and likes to play dad. Now he faces 9 felony charges because of his position in power, the age of the teen, and what prosecutors call child pornography. Rolls sounding the alarm about other alleged inappropriate contact with additional students and asking for a $500,000 bail. While Washington's public defender points to his lack of criminal history, strong ties to the community, family, and a lack of money to run.
What possible danger does my client pose to the community?
Henderson Justice Court Judge David Gibson setting bail at $100,000 with conditions including house arrest and no contact with minors under 16, the alleged victim, or Clark County School District properties.
It's not a matter of if he goes to prison. It's only a matter of what he's convicted of and for how long he goes to prison for.
Now, if Washington posts bond, he's required to be on house arrest and again prohibited from being on school grounds. Also,
Okay, you heard the gist of the situation here. So this it just kind of flashed me back to the R. Kelly situation. So in the video it's saying that he had the girl tied up and gagged, and from what I seen, and this was from what a student post. I don't want to show it because it's really, really graphic, but just use your imagination as I tell you this. They were saying he was going in her back door and the front door, and he actually defecated on her. I mean, not defecated, but he urinated on the young lady, and it's a whole host of stuff that this man has done that's really, really sick and vile. And this was a football coach at the high school. I mean, you just can't trust when you go and drop your kids off at school. You can't trust even the people at the school. It's very sad, very disgusting. And here is a hold on, let me make sure I'm sharing this one here. Okay, so this is another article about the situation here, and this is coming from KTNV. Okay, so it says a high school football coach was arrested and the police found a video of him having intercourse with the student. His name is Antoine Washington. He's the head coach at Valley High School. He's facing charges of statutory sexual seduction, creating, it says that he created child sex abuse material, contacting a minor as a person of authority. So he's in an authority position dealing with a minor. So that's another charge. And the authorities for the crime and the activity, first degree kidnapping of a minor. So he has a kidnapping charge as well. And it goes on to say down here, according to the arrest report, police already had possession of the minor's cell phone in connection in a separate case. So I'm thinking that must have been maybe another student that he was dealing with as well. It goes on to say, while searching the phone, they ended up finding multiple sexually explicit videos and text threads. Evidence of the text messages suggested that the man involved was the teacher, leading to the investigation of Valley High School, where Washington was identified as the man in the videos. The officers separately interviewed Washington and the minors, a student at Valley High, who both identified themselves as the one in the video. Let me scroll down a little. Okay. And it says officers separately interviewed Washington and the minor, a student at Valley, who identified themselves in one of the videos. The minor ended up telling the police that Washington would pick her up from her home in his car, engage in sexual activities, sometimes in the car, and at times at his girlfriend's house before dropping her off back at home. So he used to have intercourse with him at his girlfriend's house. And it also said that Washington has been placed on leave, pure negotiating agreements with the employees, bargaining the unit, and will not be back allowed. He won't be allowed on campus anymore. So I guess he kind of took a bargain or whatever. But there's another article that I ended up running across. Let me find this. Make sure this is the right one. There's an article that I ended up running across because there's plenty of articles on this situation. But it's going off into the details of more of Antoine Washington's personal life here. Let me see if I can find if this is the right one. Oh no, that's the same one. Yeah, let me see, is this the one? Okay, I believe this is the one. Hold on. But the article that I'm speaking on, I'm trying to find it so I can show it to y'all, but if I can't, let me just explain it. So basically, the guy Antoine Washington, he was actually telling the young girl who's in the video with him that he actually has a polygamous relationship. He's in a polygamous relationship, and he actually goes to swinger event parties. He goes to swinger marathons with other teachers at the school. And Antoine also likes to do what people call role play. This guy's just like he's a whole sexual deviant. He actually likes to perform like role play, and he like for the girl to call him daddy, act like he's their daddy. And man, it's just a bunch of sick stuff. And he actually goes to the swinger events with other teachers. So I'm feeling like once the story progresses, you may hear about some other teachers going down in the situation too. Because once people get in legal trouble, they start mentioning other people. It's not going to make your charges go away if you do. So it really don't matter if you're snitching on other people or not. But I was trying to find that article. But the article that I seen on Twitter, I really just can't read it verbatim because it's really graphic. It's going off into the very specifics of what they seen in the video. And it's also said that in the video, the background, you could tell it was like in his office at the school. So this man was engaging in these acts with her, not only picking her up from her house, doing it like in the car. He was also taking her to the apartment that him and his girlfriend shared, and he was also having intercourse with her at school. So that's the whole rundown of it. When I come with some other updates of this situation, I most definitely will go live again for updates. But let me check my page. I think I ended up seeing a different news article pertaining to this situation. So let me find this. I gotta go to my page over here on Facebook here. I hope you guys are having a great morning. These situations are so unfortunate because you feel like when you drop your kids off at school, they should be safe. And of course, the school, they do background checks and different things of that nature. But one thing about it, if a person been out here being a sexual deviant and they never actually got caught, I mean, even when you pull up the background checks, I mean, everything goes through, and you think you're hiring some upstanding man who's up here as a coach at the high school. It's really crazy. Just imagine what that girl parents are feeling right now. And I mean, I don't really know if it's true, but it was saying that it was rumors that this girl was actually in a relationship with the coach's son. I'm not for sure about that information. Just some town gossip. But let's see what they're saying. When I end up Googling, I ended up pulling it up, searching it on Facebook. I did see a few people talking about it. I didn't get off into it and read it immediately, but I just shared it on my page because I knew I was going to come back and talk about it. So let me pull this up and see what's going on over here from this article here. Because one thing about it, when it comes to when it comes to kids at school gossiping, the kids know the ins and outs of everything. I was just wondering. What I was thinking to myself is that it's good that somebody did come forward and tell. I'm really not for sure if it was the young lady or I'm thinking was the young lady possibly telling other people that she had relations with him and the word get out like that. I'm really not for sure. Let's see. Okay. Oh no, Tasha, you're not too late. I just ended up reading the article. Tasha, did you hear about the high school football coach at Vegas Valley High? He was on video having sexual relations with a young lady, and he was actually on video going in her back door, going in her front door, and actually like peed on her. So this just kind of reminded me of like this like some R. Kelly type of stuff here. It's really sick. It completely gross. Oh, she said she heard about it. Okay, so I'm gonna share this. So this is the rundown. And this guy, I think, if I'm not mistaken, he's facing like a total of 9 felonies. So yeah, he's facing 9 felony charges. That's what I was saying, Tasha. Like, why he got to be black? Because if anybody know anything about Vegas, it's very small amount of black people out here. So I'm looking like, dang, he got to be black. This is insane. But yeah, so this is the rundown. So I'm sharing it. Okay, so this is somebody named Corey that ended up posting this, and it was about 13 hours ago. And it says breaking 45-year-old public school coach was just arrested for child sex crimes. He confessed to having sex with a student under the age of 16, a student under 16. And it says he urinated on her in one of the videos. He reportedly said he pretends to be their daddy. He faces 9 felony charges. Okay, and let me see what else does this say over here. Okay, so it says the defendant, 45-year-old Antoine Washington, he was the head coach, the head football coach at Valley High School. One of the videos was taken inside of his office, the boys' locker room at the school. So yeah, he was in the locker room doing this sick stuff to this girl and recording it. And his name is Antoine Washington. He has a wife and kids, according to the arrest report. He told the police he has a polygamous relationship with 3 girlfriends, and he likes to play daddy. Uh. That's sick. That's some sick stuff right there. And this just goes to show you when it comes to these people out here in these polygamous relationships, it's all just a stirred up spirit of perversion. And I'm pretty sure you all remember Brother Polite. If you guys are just avid watchers of YouTube, I'm pretty sure you remember Brother Polite. That poor child is never gonna be right. Yeah, she never gonna be right again. That young lady's gonna need lots and lots of counseling for sure, just to have a regular life, and hopefully she can get back right. But I know you guys remember Brother Polite. Brother Polite was in a polygamous relationship, and he come to find out he ended up doing some deviant stuff to one of his wife's 14-year-old daughters. Ended up taking her to a club. Um, they say he allegedly drugged her, and she woke up and had some of his bodily fluid on her face, on her shirt, and it's almost like these people that are in these polygamous relationships, they continue to push the bar, and the perversion continues to go further and further and further. So a lot of these people out here in these polygamous relationships, you do usually end up hearing stories like this at the end, because it's just like they just continue to push the bar and see how much further, how much freakier can they get. And then you end up at the end, you start hearing about them messing with minors, because that spirit of perversion doesn't stop. That's what people don't think about. They don't realize when they get off into these lifestyles like this. And that's why I was tripping, because I'm like, I'm seeing in these articles where, you just heard the police talking about in the report that he was going to the swinger clubs. Anybody that's familiar with Vegas, I mean, it's plenty of it's a real big community of swingers out here. It's insane. Huge community of swingers. Let's see the head. I was trying to find that little part showing. But yeah, he used to actually attend some of these swinger events with other teachers at the school. So I'm just like, this town is just full of perversion. It's sick. Um, something something with the what they say, the Mormons, they found out. A lot of incest. Oh, I heard that about them too. Yep, Polite and his women are sick. Yeah, all those women that was over there with Polite, they sick too. All those women. And that's why I just think about every time I'm strolling on Facebook, I'm seeing suggestions in so many groups speaking on polygamy. All of this stuff is just sick perversion. And these people that's involved in this, you guys don't know what you are subjugating your spirit to, what you subjugating yourself to when you out here joining these polygamists. It's kind of like a cult, if you ask me. It's basically like a whole cult. And they just out here and they having all of these sexual escapades, freak offs is what they call them. All these sexual escapades with all these different people. You're intertwining and soaking up all these other perverted spirits from the people that you over here doing all this stuff with. It's just sick. And it just continues to go on and on. And then you end up here. You end up hearing the stories about the people messing with the minors. Because what people don't know is this perversion thing is a whole sick rabbit hole. And it continues to go down. It continues to go down. So you think, oh, I'm just out here. I'm doing polygamy. You know, this is fun. This is what I like to do. It ends up even worse. It ends up in a situation where you're gonna want to go further, and you want to go further, and you want to go further. Oh, let me try this. Oh, let me try this. I can guarantee you, there's more students out there that man has messed with. Maybe even boys. Who knows? Who knows? All of the sick stuff that this man has done. This is just completely sick. Let me find one more tab. I want to make sure because one thing about it when you look up stuff like this, everybody everybody article is different. Some articles may actually have more information than the next. So let's look at this one here. Cuz I'm thinking this is the article right here. Let me make sure. But yes, it's just like when it comes to the sick stuff that's going on in this whole polygamous lifestyle, that every time I hear people talk about these polygamy lifestyles and stuff, I'm always hearing an end story of some minor being violated. It's crazy. It's crazy. And okay, I'm gonna share that. So this is a different article I end up pulling up, and this is the talk of the town out here in Vegas right now. Everyone's been talking about this for the past few days. I actually just heard about it yesterday when my son got out of school. He was like, "Mom, let me tell you about what happened at my school." And I'm like, "What?" Okay, so this is a different article here. So let's see. Okay, it says Valley High School head football coach who is facing child porn and statutory sexual seduction charges has been accused of carrying on a sexual relationship with a student. Prosecutors said this on Wednesday. And his name is Antoine Washington. He's 45. He was arrested on Tuesday. So he was arrested on Tuesday on charges of kidnapping a minor, 4 counts of using. He was using permitted a minor over 14 to produce pornography, 3 counts of statutory sexual seduction by a person over 21, and contacting a minor for sex as a person of authority. The court record showed. Washington is listed as Valley High School's head football coach on the school website. He also worked on the campus as a security officer, according to the arrest report. According to the report, Las Vegas police ended up finding 4 different videos of Washington having sex with a student. The video was found on the student's phone after police arrested the 46. Oh, so it's only 46 now. Okay, after they ended up, so I don't know if he's 45 or 46, he one of them. So it says the 46-year-old man on Sunday, so he got arrested this past Sunday, that the student said that she had been having sex with them. This is what the report said. The senior judge, David Gibson, he ended up setting the bail for $100,000. His bail should have been more than $100,000. The bail for Washington during the court hearing on Wednesday in Henderson Justice Court. So Henderson is a bit of a stretch from me. I have to see how far it is away from where I stay, because I may have to do some follow up and go to the court about this case here. So I'm gonna just see how close it is to my house. Washington's public defender. So he got a public defender. He didn't even hire no real lawyer. Tyler Gaston said that the case was originally in Las Vegas Justice Court, but the judge in the court had reclused themselves from the hearing the case because they personally know Washington's wife. Oh, so it was like a connection of you knowing the person. So I guess they had to kind of turn the case over to another person because they knew him. It says the Chief Deputy District Attorney William Rawls, he argued Tuesday that Washington admitted to having sexual relations with the student when she was under 16. So he been messing with her for a minute. He said that another person filmed Washington and the student having sex. So they had somebody else taping them having sex in the video. Washington was urinating on the student, and in another one, she appeared to be tied up and unconscious. What? This is some sick stuff. So this article goes on to say that the arrest reports indicated that the video shows the student handcuffed and lying down with her eyes closed. When the person is put in that position, that he it says he is in violation of that trust. I think that speaks volumes to he is actually a danger to our community, Ross said, arguing for the judge that granted. Oh, okay, so they upped the bail. They did up the bail. So it says that the judge granted a $500,000 bail. So that's good that they upped the bail, because I don't think $100,000 was enough for the things that this man did. And it said that the detectives also wrote in the report that Washington contacted the girl during high school hours. He take her out to his vehicle for sex. The police worked to identify Washington through messages exchanged between him and the student. Washington admitted to the relationship in the interview with the police, and he said that he met the student when he was trying to recruit her boyfriend to join the football team. So her boyfriend, oh, so she has a boyfriend at the school, and that's how he ended up meeting her, because her boyfriend, I guess, plays football and he is the coach of the football team. It said that Washington said that he is married and he has 3 other girlfriends, and he admitted to bringing the student to one of his girlfriend's apartments to have sex with the girl. So he had a 3-way. Oh wow! So his girlfriend could possibly face charges too. And this is the thing: some of these women, y'all want to be around these perverted men, and y'all want so bad. Oh, you live in Henderson, Tasha? Okay. Oh, that'd be good if you could. Well, I know you be working, girl, but I know the court date is on one of my off days. But this is the thing when it comes to a lot of these girls that's out here with men like these. These looking at this situation, you see how these perverted men can get you in trouble too. Because it says right here in this article, Washington admitted that he's married, but he has 3 girlfriends, and he admitted that he brought the student to one of his girlfriend's apartments to have sex with the girl. So he's basically throwing one of his polygamy girlfriends under the bus. Washington told the police that he believed the student is 16. The detectives informed him that the girl was actually younger. The arrest report said the students exchange exact age was redacted from the report. He told the police about the photos in his phone of separate students bent over. So it was other students. Okay. Bent over with her in underwear showing. Washington said that he took the photo to show that the student that it was bad. But then he never showed the picture to her, according to the report. The student involved in the alleged relationship said that she met Washington as he was acting as campus security. So he was like the security guard too? What? I don't know. It says something about he was acting as the security guard campus person and that she began messaging him on Snapchat, the report said. I always feel like Snapchat is just for younger people. Whenever I see an older person, and I say older, a person over 33, 32 on Snapchat, an older person, I just think it's creepy. I don't know. I've never been on Snapchat, but I know my 16-year-old son's on Snapchat. So I don't know. I just think it's for young people. Antoine said that the relationship was never supposed to be sexual, and he only wanted to be a mentor for her. Y'all gotta watch them mentors. Watch those mentors, okay? So he told me it never wanted to be sexual. So what? You don't have control over yourself? Is that basically what he's saying? Snapchat is for sneaky adults. What's up with you, Bobby? Bobby, I know you out here in Vegas. Did you hear about this coach over at Valley High that was sleeping with this girl? I always felt like Snapchat was for young people. And it says Antoine was in a relationship but was never supposed to be sexual. He only wanted to be a mentor for the student, according to the report. And it said during Wednesday's hearing, Washington public defender, and I look at it like this: like, you don't have enough money to get a regular lawyer, you got a whole public defender, honey. You finna go on up that way. He is out of pocket. Yes, he is completely out of pocket. And Bobby, if I'm not mistaken, I know you have a child that's in school. I mean, just hearing when we have children in school, this is a former school that my son went to. When we hear about these stories at these schools, I mean, I automatically like think, what the heck? This situation happened inside of the PE gym where all the kids be at for PE. Like, this stuff was happening under everybody nose. And it says during Wednesday's hearing, the public defender argued that the prosecutor initially brought up scandalous details in the case to push for bail that would amount in the detention order. So it's good his bail did go from 100,000 to 500,000. So they did up it. He said that Washington's lack of criminal history. Oh, and let me tell y'all this. And this is the thing, because I know a lot of people think like, we hear about all this stuff happening to kids. Why don't these people get no time? That is why. Because sadly, even though these are crimes that are done towards minor people, what's up with your Barbie? What's up, my favorite moderator, Bougie Barbie in the building? So yeah, Barbie, we're talking about this high school coach at Vegas Valley High that has been arrested. He's been in videos with this young lady. He was going through her back door. There was videos of her bound and in handcuffs, him urinating on the girl, and a whole lot of other stuff. And it said that the amount of the detention that he ordered, he said that Washington's lack of criminal background history position in the community means he would be less of a flight risk and should not be held against him for the purpose of the bail argument. I don't care if he don't. I just feel like it's some crimes, even if you don't have a criminal history, it's some crimes where they just need to throw the book at you. That's just how I feel. Because what he did, it doesn't need to be looked at as something small. What he did is big. Like what? A grown man play with minds. I'm most definitely pushing the wig back. Thank you. As black man, we need to definitely be pushing wigs back. Um, let's see, have to protect the feminine of our women and the innocent of our children. Thank you. Oh my God. And you know what? When I initially read this story, I was just thinking to myself, I bet you it ain't no daddy around. If there's a daddy around, I would be very shocked. And that's why, thank you for that comment, Bobby, because I feel like this is why dads are most definitely needed in the home. Man, there's no way in hell I feel like this could have even happened if this young lady has a dad at home. Because it said in the report, what I read earlier, he used to go and pick the girl up from her crib. So it goes on to say that the cameras are here. I get it. Gaston said, adding that the prosecution pushed for a $500 bail because it's a high profile case. No, sir, it's because of what he did. It ain't because it's a high profile case. He a coach, this, that, and the third. No, it's because of the things he did. He was urinating on the girl in the video, had the gall and the audacity to even record a video. Washington would be facing a life sentence if convicted. Thank you. He don't need to get out. Which Gaston said is due to the charges related to filming the sex acts. That's what got R. Kelly sent up that way because he was filming stuff, if you guys can remember. And it says Washington will be facing a life sentence. Okay, yeah, I read that. Charges because he recorded it. He appeared in court on Wednesday through a video call from the Clark County Detention Center. And then it says, let's see, that was Wednesday, Clark County Detention Center. The judge told Gaston that they would have to agree to disagree, and that the factor of Washington's position in the community into his bond. Man, he don't have no position in the community. He's a freaking pervert. And he is no, 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 no. He is nothing good towards the community. He a pervert. He took advantage of a 16-year-old, recorded it, did the acts at the school, and he urinated on the girl. And God knows what else he done. And it says that the judge Gaston that they would have to agree to disagree. I feel like there is clear evidence that he is a danger to the community, the judge said. Thank you, Judge. So somebody got some good damn sense. But I understand the what they call public defender. I understand the public defender's I guess point of view or his position. I understand when it comes to lawyers, a lawyer could get the worst piece of shit person and they want to defend them and make them look like they're innocent. But honey, looking at this situation, this is sick. I don't even know. Well, I'm not gonna say I don't know a lawyer that would take this case because there's plenty of them that will. Because this is the sick thing about it, you guys. And I'm gonna just keep it above. When it comes to the court system, and you got these judges, not judges, but you got these prosecutors that's trying to, get up there and be a lawyer. They're trying to move up and whatnot. What the hell? I didn't know that he was doing all that. What the fuck? Yeah, this is a sick dude. Yeah, he was peeing on a girl, recording, doing all that. He was calling himself a mentor because nobody had dads around. Thank you. And see, it's sick. And this is the crazy thing about it. When you get into a lot of communities that don't have a lot of dads around, you're gonna find a lot of predatory people. And I'm not talking about just men. I'm talking about women too. But you're gonna find a lot of predatory people that prey on kids because they're in a community where it's easy to do because it's a community with not a lot of dads around. Can't be a father figure around. Predators select their prey by those who have no protection. Thank you. Thank you, Bobby. That's just what I was talking about. And that's why they get in these communities because they already know they feel like this is gonna be easy because she probably come from a single parent home. Her mama probably be at work. That's why I told my and even though you guys know my kids are bigger, 16, and my oldest son will be 21 next week. But I actually talked to my manager, and I was like, "Hey, through the week, can I kind of just mostly open and try to get off around 2, 3? Because at the end of the time, at the end of the day, the free time is the devil's playground, and most of the time when kids doing most of the crazy stuff, it's after school. What did they say in the report? He used to pick the girl up from school. No, no, no. He used to actually pick the girl up from her house and go and have relations with her at his other girlfriend's house. Guys, we're talking about a whole 45-year-old married man who has children, who was out here doing this sick stuff. It's insane. And if y'all can share this story, I mean, this need to be out, especially when it comes to all the people out there that have children in especially high school and stuff like that. Shout out to Sweet Baby Ray. Shout out to you. And it's really just sick. I mean, just share this and get this out. And yeah, we just gotta protect our kids. If we don't protect them, who gonna protect them? It's so many people out here that are preying on our children, and especially when you're a single mom. And I am so glad I'm glad I was the type who was real covenant and protective over my sons. Cause I know a lot of times, I mean, it's boys out here being abused too, and a lot of that is overlooked. Sadly, that's overlooked too. What's up with you, Lionel? Shout out to Lionel in the chat room. He said, "Good day, hitting that button." Oh yeah, you guys make sure y'all hit that like button when you come in the building. But I was so protective over my boys. I can remember this. I can remember my oldest son. He was in this program. It was like an after school program, and if you keep your grades up and stuff like that, they'll actually pay. They actually pay for your child to go to any community college in Arkansas, or they would pay for your child to go to a trade school or whatever. We didn't take advantage of it because we moved. He was in the program, but we ended up moving right after my son graduated from high school. But I can remember there was a mentor at that program, and sometimes he used to pick my son up and take him to the. They used to have like this after school church thing on Wednesday, so I let him go and stuff. And I remember he was telling me, the man that picked him up, that was the mentor at the after school program, was telling me once a year the church takes the kids on like a little trip. It's like a little 3-4 day trip that they go on, and I think he was like, you just can give them some spending money, and a trip lasts 3-4 days or whatnot. But I would not. Something was just telling me I would not let my son go on that trip, and I was like, you just hear so much sick stuff going on out here dealing with these mentors, and I'm not gonna take the risk. I'm sorry. And yes, I am a single mother out here doing it on my own, raising my kids on my own. But I'm not the type that's just like to just let my kids go anywhere. Oh, gone. I need some free time anyway. I have never been that type of mom. I never felt like my kids were a burden, so I was not quick to let my kids go spend a night here, spend a night there. I didn't even play that spend a night shit. I'm sorry. I'm keeping it a whole buck. My mom was almost assaulted by her teacher. The teacher saw that she had a child and wanted to take advantage of her, and she had no one to protect her. Damn, I'm sorry to hear that, Lionel. Hopefully somebody saved her. I'm sorry to hear that. Oh my God. Prayers to prayers to your mom for sure. Cause it's sad that like a lot of women out here, and this the thing, when men sit back and talking about, oh, women these days ain't submissive, they not submissive. We don't have the room to be submissive. We don't have the room for that shit, because you got to think, when you're in an environment where people are constantly preying on you, that's gonna affect your feminine energy, because you can't completely walk in your feminine energy if you're constantly walking around and you're feeling like, oh, I could be on the attack at any time. Can't nobody walk around and have the room to be soft and feminine, and they constantly have to watch their back. They constantly in the presence of people that's preying on them. A woman has to keep her protective energy up. She has to be a protector. And that kind of takes me back to that last video that Kevin Samuels did when he was saying to that woman, what if, me and you together, and you already had kids, and we have kids together, and once I meet your daughter and she 5, and once she turned 15 and she come to you and tell you that I was looking at her when she came out the shower, what you gonna do? She said, well, I'm gonna leave. He said, oh, you ain't finna leave with my kids. Why you gonna sit up there and believe your daughter? You know kids lie. They will sit up and try to talk you out of your protective energy, the protective spirit that you have over your kids. Predators will try to talk you out of that just so they can prey on you, just so they can prey on your children. My grandmother gave me a pow pow to take to school when I was 12 because I was walking home alone. Yes, you need protection. Now I understand, and you guys know where I'm from. I'm from Arkansas, down south. Now I understand why those backwoods country type people, they teach their kids how to work with a pow pow when they 10, 11 years old. I understand now, because they want their kids to be able to protect themselves. They want their kids to be able to protect themselves, because they know it's constantly people out here preying on you. But for any guys out here that's wondering why these women ain't feminine, why these women ain't this, why these women ain't that, because we gotta constantly keep our guard up, and we have to be protectors over the people around us, our children, and ourselves. Whenever you're in any environment and a woman have to constantly have a shield up and have to protect herself because there's no one out there protecting her, it's real hard to be feminine. And I'm just keeping it a buck. No excuses. Just facts. If people are in a certain environment where people are protective over them, everybody's standing up for the woman, protecting the woman. It wasn't nobody around that could have stopped this pervert from doing what he did to this 16-year-old girl. This girl gonna be messed up for the rest of her life. So when y'all out here in the dating scene and whatnot, and y'all like, oh, these women are scarred, all these women are damaged goods, and this, that, and the third. This is why these girls are being preyed on at early ages. The statistics say a black girl between the ages of 10 and 17 have already been raped before she 18. And it's sad. Like they do the YT girls. Thank you, sweet baby Ray. That's a big reason why a lot of those girls are able to walk in their feminine energy because they are protected. But when you have a group of women who are not protected, you have a group of women who are constantly being preyed on in their homes by their mom's boyfriend, perverted cousins, perverted uncles. How these women gonna walk around in their feminine energy and they being preyed on by the time they come into this world? I tell people that my mom couldn't afford to be feminine because no one would protect her up and down the East Coast from the ages of 7 to 19. A lot of these men act like they don't see it. Yes, and let me tell you this too, Lionel. A lot of these men see it, they just don't want to acknowledge it. Oh, see, that's why I like a man who can be honest. I love that. Oh my God. Man, I promise. That is so true, Lionel. Lionel, do you have your own YouTube channel? I need to go over there and follow you. Oh my God. See, I could do a collab with a man like that because he is actually speaking the truth. And you know what? And the sad thing is that out here, especially in the internet world, in the podcast world these days, when you will hear a man say the stuff that Lionel's saying, even though it's true, they'll call him, oh, he's simping. He's simping for women. No, this man is being honest and true. This is the man who loves his mom. Man, and that's one thing about it. When you out here in the dating world, really pay attention to what type of relationship a man have with his mom. A lot of times when we would complain, people would say, "We fast." Thank you. They so quick to call little girls fast. Even when we just start developing, we start getting little bee stings and we start getting hips and start developing between like 10, 11, 12. They call us fast. Just because we're going through puberty, we fast. But yeah, this story is crazy. If I can find out if it's gonna be at the Clark County Court, I'm most definitely gonna follow up on this situation. Or even if I'm not down at the courthouse, I'm just gonna simply be following this story for sure, especially since this was a previous school that my youngest son went to. A lot of these minister men are predators. And they teaching other men to be, yep. A lot of these minister guys are predators. A lot of them are predators. Yes, they are. And that's why when I see women who follow this manosphere stuff, I'm like, don't y'all know y'all are grooming yourselves for predators? Look at the situation with the trophy wife. She was an avid follower of Kevin Samuels. Not only Shiver 7, but she was an avid follower of Kevin Samuels as well. And it says LOL. They can say what they want, but I've seen it firsthand as the son of an 11-year-old girl from a violent situation. I've seen how a lot of men operate, and men don't hold men accountable. Thank you. Men don't hold men accountable, and you know what they call it, Lionel? They just call it the bro code. These men never hold each other accountable, and it's called the bro code. That's what they call it. Natasha, they still say a lot of young girls are fast. They don't know the situations, or they try to act like the situations was the girl fault. Thank you. They try to act like it's the girl fault. And it's really sad that a lot of those girls, just like this girl here, I mean, and I hope the best for this girl. I hope she finds some counseling, some therapy, some healing. She's probably going to need extensive lifetime therapy, but I hope she finds it for sure. But these are the girls that grow up to be sexualized. These are the girls that grow up and be corn stars. These are the girls that grow up and go to OnlyFans. And I just thought it was the saddest thing. Um, I know Charleston White is really, really outspoken. He does speak a lot of truth, but it was really crazy when he was on a show. And I'm about to wrap it up, but let me finish telling this. Um, Charleston White was on a show with a couple of OnlyFans girls, and he was like, "Yeah, the reason why y'all so sexually active and you just everything about sex with y'all and y'all all on OnlyFans busting it wide open because you got graped by your uncle, you got graped by your mama boyfriend, you got graped by your cousins. That's why y'all out here like that." It is true what he's saying, but it's almost like he was putting it in a situation where it's like her fault. So I'm like, no, I'm thinking, no, Charleston White, what you're saying is true. But looking at the results of what these girls grow up and go on to do, it's not their fault because it's like that's all they know. Their perversion spirit was attached to them. And you will see some of these girls that grow up and they end up getting trains ran on them. They grow up and they become corn stars. They grow up and you see them on OnlyFans. It's only them still pushing the perversion that was pushed on them. Natasha, they still say that a lot of women are fast. They don't know the situation. Lionel, then those women produce children that get victimized. Thank you. And perfect example, Natasha. You remember the trophy wife situation. She said when she was younger, she was raped by a neighbor's husband. And then when she got with that husband that she was with, that she says that did that to her little girl, she say he raped her 4 times at the beginning. And then he went on to allegedly do that to her daughters. So it's just sad that the curse it just goes on and it goes on and on. It's really, really sad that it continues. It just, I mean, the saga just continues. And man, all I can say is, man, people need to protect their kids. And then I'm feeling like this: if you're a single mom, you really need to protect your kids. Cause I know when it comes to y'all kids, not saying that men don't, but when it comes to these single parent situations, the worst situations happen under the single moms. I'm a witness to it myself. I'm over here on TikTok right quick. Let me see if I can find anything about this situation. Let's see. Belly. I know over on TikTok they don't even like you talking about, they will restrict your video for anything on TikTok. I think that's the big reason why I don't even be on TikTok like that. Cause man, I have posted little videos about stuff that it went viral, and I get a message from TikTok telling me this is a violation. And I'm like, dang, I didn't even say nothing. What did I say? So, like, man, TikTok, they will give you a strike over anything. And I think that just makes it really irritating when it comes to you trying to get on these platforms and do it when it's just so easy to get a strike. It's so easy to get a violation when it comes to a lot of this stuff. It's crazy. Mhm. Well, TikTok look like it don't want to respond. Make sure my internet ain't. In trouble on TikTok for saying a pig chasing a pig. It is the law. TikTok is something else, and I ain't even gonna lie. Like, I have actually tried to get on TikTok and talk about some of the most, I feel like, just regular stuff, and they be like, "You're in violation. This video has to be took down." And I'm like, "What?" Saying the pig was chasing the pig. It was the law of the pig. LOL. It was funny. Yeah, it's like TikTok. It could be very irritating on TikTok because everything I can say can get my video took down. It's really irritating. But with this story, and if and like I said, if the court date is down there, it's gonna be down there. So yeah, it looked like my internet is trying to mess up on me. But yes, I thank you all for tuning in. Thank Okay, so like I was saying, I know my internet ended up going out, but that high school, that Vegas Valley High, that school has always had a lot of mess on up there at that school. And I don't know if I'm not for sure if I spoke about this situation because you guys know when it comes to me and my channel, I don't speak a lot about like fights and stuff like that because you know how YouTube they be tripping when it comes to fights. But this situation ended up happening actually the very end of the school year back in spring. So take a look at this.
Raquan Smith was booked into the Clark County Detention Center on charges related to battery with substantial bodily harm. CCSD says Smith was hired in November of last year and was working at Valley High School. The district issued a statement saying that the school does not tolerate violence of any kind. The district also said that this investigation is ongoing.
All right.
A Clark County district substitute teacher who was arrested for allegedly fighting with a student Thursday was released without bail after appearing in court. 27-year-old Raquan Smith was booked into the Clark.
Okay, so yeah, that's just a little flashback of some other things that happened at Valley. So there was a substitute teacher who ended up getting into a physical altercation with one of the students. So every time you look up, it's just always something that's going on with this school. So hopefully that young lady can get the help that she needs, and I hope everything works out fine for her. Thank y'all for tuning in, and thank you for waiting out my little technical difficulty situation. It seemed like it's just sometimes at certain times of the day, my son will be in there playing the game, and I'll be in here on my computer. The internet just want to trip sometimes. So, thank y'all for bearing with me. And like I said, most definitely, I'll keep my ear to this case, and I will be seeing y'all soon. And I am signing out. Katie Talk 101. You guys enjoy your weekend. Peace.